Welcome to Talk. Chef Vanna, I want to welcome you today. I'm making khmerdessert. The reason I have to do this is because I have two coconut coconut seed that I need to make something out of because it's gonna go bad. And to do this, I have thought of this delicious dessert. So this dessert here, it's I'm using this red onions here, to saute and cook my mung bean with it. I already went ahead and boiled my mung bean. This will be the little fillings for the dessert. I think I made something similar to this last year, so I thought that because I still have coconut that I need to take care of, and I have already shredded and grated two coconuts. Okay, two coconut, and I'm going to be expressing the coconut milk today. Okay, I'm not using the canned coconut milk. I'm using the authentic, the real product here. Okay, from the fresh coconut. I I started early because I know it's going to be too long, right? So I used this ancient grater here. So I have to put pressure or sit on this right here, and this is the grating right here. Okay, so this is called katai in Thai and called khmerdessert in Cambodian. So both countries use the same product. Okay, so you know that we I want to say that we related, but let's say that one day the two countries will come back together and be family again. With that, I cracked my coconut and I I grated it, okay, because that's gonna take 30 minutes alone. I have to clean the shell, I have to clean the seed and crack it open and shred it. So it was a lot of time. So today I'm gonna go ahead and start that. I have shallot here. I have one big shallot, and that's gonna help feel the aromatic flavor to our fillings. Okay, if you don't have shallot, you can use green onions. That work well also, or onion or garlic. You'll be fine. I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons of oil to start today, because we're gonna be sauteing and blend this fillings here. Okay, so before I start, I'm gonna go ahead and saute our first ingredient here. Okay, the shallot. Like I said, if you don't have shallot, you can use red onions or onion is fine. Let's give this baby a good saute. We need that beautiful blend of colors, and to get the best aroma out of the shallot, it have to be roasted. Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, in about 2 tablespoons of oils. To do that, also I have to prepare the dough. Okay, the dough today, I'm gonna go ahead and use the sticky rice dough flour to make dough out of it. Okay, so I have just about half a cup here, and I'm gonna use the leftover, about half a cup. And here is probably about 2 cups, so altogether about 2.5 cups, or a bag of this. If you plan on making this for a party, it's gonna take about 2 bags. Or if you're gonna make this for the family, then one bag is good enough. Okay, and that's honest truth. And if I make too many, and I'll have to, well, if I make too many, because sticky rice will get hardened when it reaches certain cold temperature, okay, and because we're going to be cooking it in the coconut milk, so we can't really keep it too long, so we have to like really like have to eat it in a matter of time or a day or two. If refrigerated, then you're welcome to reheat it by not a microwave though. We don't really use the microwave that much, but we do. You can reheat it by doing these here, okay? By using the stove and the pots and the pan, whatever you have. So to do this, I would go ahead and start our dough. Okay, I need warm water, lukewarm water. Okay, the water that be cool enough for us to handle. This is too hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some cold water to it. So I don't want to burn myself. The reason is blending with the hot water is to get the stickiness and elasticity from the sticky rice. Okay, so that way when we do make a ball out of this or make a dough out of this, it will form really, really well. Stickiness. So there's 1 cup of warm water. When I was in Thailand, my family and I, we had a gathering and a commemoration for my grandparents and my grandparents. I went to build a Muslims or the Jadis or the stupa to shelter the remains of my ancestors. So that's 1 cup. Add another cup. And with that, it was a big gathering with the Buddhist monk and people in the village. So it was a lot of food prepared, and we hired a few chefs from the village and a lot of volunteers to help with the preparations. So it was a lot of money spending on the food and drinks and the provisional. So it was a big event. It was a happy event, though it was for the grandparents, but it was a happy event because we got to work together in the village, and I still have the videos of how the village people in Thailand. Okay, this is in Thailand. Okay, I have nothing against my brother country. I love both. So the 3rd cup here, and for the 3rd cup, I'm gonna wait because I don't want too much, and then I have to add more flowers. So what happened is that I think it's ready. Okay, it's turning brown. I'm gonna go ahead and add a mung bean. Oh. I think this. So this is a bag of mung bean here. I wash it thoroughly and cook it until it's soft. In fact, I might add some sugars just to elevate the flavor. Okay. So when I was in Thailand, I was making the dessert here for the companies, for the events. So I had a lot of help from the villagers. And in Thailand, this here, it's called differently. Cambodian call it ban chnuc. I think ban soi nuc is a word derived from Vietnamese. Okay, I think Vietnamese people make this also. It's called ban soi nuc, which is probably the word bean coming from this right here, soy milk, or the dessert that in the coconut milk. I have to get translation for that. But anyway, so let my mung bean cook in the saute shallot for a little bit before I add other ingredient, but let me concentrating on making dough right here. Okay, so this is important part also. If I can't get the dough right, the cake won't form good, or the dessert won't form good. So I'm gonna get my hand in it. In a moment, let me remove my barricaders. The reason I'm doing this in in a double work here because I want the dough to be done when my filling is done. Okay, so that way we won't be on here too long. But I just want to personally thank you for being here and welcome all of you. Thank you for the heart. Yeah, don't be hesitate to send hearts and loves and comments. Okay, I always appreciate that. And welcome YouTube also. And I know dessert is always going to be something that I wanted to add onto our content. I think my dough is it's a little bit too soft. But let me play around with it a little bit, get a feel of mixing it really well. Let me lower down this heat here. Let me concentrate on doing the dough first. Okay. If you like to bake cake or bake cake or bread, and kneading this is, it feels good though, but it's still too sticky. Let me get some flours and add to it because it's not gonna. It needs a little bit of flour to get it a perfect textures of the dough. So again, the sticky rice flours, it come in different colors, okay, of the packages. The regular rice is in red, and the tapioca flour is in blue, I believe. So the sticky rice is in green. So I use this brand a lot because actually this brand is, I think it's a products of Thailand. But it's written in English, Thai, Chinese, in French, I think, and Vietnamese. I think I have it, but let me make sure that the dough is blended really, really well. So altogether, in my assumption, it will be about 3 cups of flours. Okay. No, actually, it looked more like 4 cups. Okay, in the bag it say actually let's go by the weight. Okay, I have about 16 ounces or even 17 ounces altogether, because I have the leftover from the other bag. So that's probably about 30, about half a cup. And then I add about another 2 tablespoons. So altogether, I would say about 17 ounces of flours. Okay, so. Okay, we good. Okay. Let me cover this with the plastic films to keep it from exposure to air and be dried. So this dessert here is very popular in Cambodia, so I make this numerous of times, so I remember by heart. Okay, this is the recipe that I do endorse in my family. So now I'm free to use my hand and making my fillings. Okay, the fillings I make out of mung beans. So the mung beans are the yellow beans, very simple yellow beans, and I wash nicely and I cook it until it's softened like very softened. Okay, it's not liquefied, but it have to be soft enough that we be able to make a little ball out of it. So this will go inside of the dough. Okay, and then we will boil it and remove it and serve with coconut milk. I'm using about quarter cup of sugar for now. Let me work on it and see if it needs any more sweetness. Because we're gonna serve with the syrup and the coconut milk. Okay, the coconut milk and the syrup will separate into 2 portions. Would be the thick creams, where I'm gonna be overlay it on the top of our serving cup, and then also the other portion is where I'm gonna turn it into syrup. Okay, so that's why it doesn't have to be super sweet on the fillings. But if you like the sweetness, you go ahead and pleasing yourself. But if you are diabetic, my friend, you don't have to add any sugars, okay? But then no. I love that sweetness of I'm gonna do up another. No, I'm gonna be done with it. Okay, I'm not gonna do. It's too sweet, but I need some salt to balance the sweetness, because I have about quarter cup on this mung bean here. So the mung bean, I have about 3 cups of mung bean here. I'm gonna do about about quarter teaspoon, 1/4 cup, 1/4, not cup, teaspoon. That will help activate the little sugar that we have in there. So for my Cambodian family, ធ្លាប់ញ៉ាំបាញ់ជំនឿទេថ្ងៃនេះចុងភៅវ៉ាណានឹងនាំអស់លោក ពុកម៉ែបងប្អូនព្រមទាំងប្រិយមិត្តទាំងអស់គ្នានាំគ្នាមកមើលខ្ញុំធ្វើនំបាញ់ជនខ្ញុំบัวลอยค่ะยินดีต้อนรับ Say hello to my family from Thailand. Hello family from Cambodia, from Laos, from Australia, Canada, South Korea, and welcome all of my followers, my friend, my royal friends. Thank you. And welcome all of you. Okay, I'm done with these. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this into a bowl because I need to get it to cool down so that way it'll be cool down enough for me to handle and to make it into a little ball. And with this pan here, I'm gonna go ahead and brush it off because it can be brushed off, and I'm gonna boil water with it. I'm gonna fill up with the water and stop boiling it because once I'm done with making rolling my fillings, we're gonna be boiling this, and once it's done, we're gonna remove it and remove it into the cold water just to keep them from non-sticking. Because sticky rice can be very sticky, and that's why it had a name of being sticky rice, because it does sticky, and that's the fact. Let me clean my hand just a little bit to get the flour off me for now. Because I wash my hands so many times before cooking. Sometimes my hand can be so dry. And anyway, today I wanted to try out a little bit different than what I normally do. Is that I'm gonna lather or even add just a little tapioca pearl here to see if it stick well. If this is gonna give that translucent look. I have not tried that before. I did make something that's similar to it, just the tapioca pearl by itself, and it turned out really, really well. It was a very delicious snack or full meal. It depends. Oh, hold on, please. Before I do that, let me see if this is cool enough for me to handle. Okay. Let's give it a stir. I know I wanted to make this ahead of time, just come in and cook it, right? But then my other thought was that to want to show you exactly how it's done, okay? Because I know how frustrating it could be when I'm watching someone else cooking and I'm trying to follow the instructions and the clues missing, and my food didn't turn out as it's supposed to be. And that can be discouraging, you know. Okay, let me sample it. I know that it's not super sweet, but it have that because mung bean has that beautiful what you call it, the creamy kind of textures. So and that's why when I add a little bit sugar to it, and it really it boosts the flavor. Okay, so let me get the pan so that way we can go ahead and start rolling and rolling with the sticky rice dough. I have thought about making different colors of the dough, but then I could do that also. Maybe we can do some fun things together. Okay. So this is the size of the fillings. Okay, if we make bigger than this, then we're gonna have to the dough gonna have to be big also. But I want it to be in a cute size. So. You know, this would be perfect for for a dessert also, I had thought about making what do you call it, mochi. This would be perfect filling for mochi. And I have studied how mochi is made, so perhaps one day we can join me in making mochi, because all it is, mochi is the use of sticky rice and cooking it and forming into doughs and add all kind of delicious fillings. That can happen too. You know, it's not very hard. It's just that mochi is not in my culture. It's of Japanese culture. So then I have to study really, really well how it's made. So that way I can not only honor their national sweet, also it's a learning process for all of us too, to love and appreciate the people, food and drink. You know, instead of mocking and making fun and be disgusted with other people's food. That can cause a lot of contentions in the world, you know, contention in the world. So if we don't like what we see or what we hear, imposing on your safety and your health and your mental being, then you can talk about it. Okay, if it's only food, you know, we just learn to appreciate each other's culture. It would be a better place for us to learn and to grow as a community, as nations. We don't have to go against each other so much in food, in cultures, in the language, in the country, in the boundaries. You know, let's say that we living on God property here. If you Christian, you know all about the creations and that we are here on his mission, and that we are living on his property, though people claim that it's human property, you know, I mean, or governmental right or the homeowner, the land right. But literally, you know, this big ball here belong to to the Almighty, you know. So if we learn to get along and share the space we have, because the life expectancy is about 100 years old. Be lucky if you live to be 100 years old, and to be, the life is too short to live in the darkness, to live in the darkness, to live in what you call it, in humanity. Because after we gone, that's it. You know, either you have the beautiful legacy or you have a bad legacy. That depends on our performance while we still alive. Because when we dead, we cannot come back and undo the karma. We cannot come back and undo the wrong do or the bad do's or the good do will. So, and that's why when we could right here, we'll go ahead and build the good karma, the good deed, share and love and be respectful. If you cannot love a person, then be respectful. No one asks you to love your neighbor. Like Christ said, you know, love thy neighbor, love thy enemies. That's a hard thing to do, you know, when your country is being bombed, it's hard to love your enemy. But, you know, Christ teaching said that. Said it's harder than a man to get into the heaven. It's just like a man trying to enter the iron needles. I never understand that parables, you know, the iron needle, how a man gonna walk through the iron needles. So that's how Christ was saying that, you know, being loving, being charitable, being charity would build will build your heaven mansion. Put it that way, okay? Because just say that 100 years will go by so quick. I have lived over 50 now, so you know, I mean, I'm in the landmark of a grandma. It is a beautiful, you know, being a grandma at this age. You know, my first grandkids will be 18 in a couple months, and we entered into adult worlds and leave her mom to college and in that form. So And that's why building legacy is not important, okay, if you have not already reached out to your family and loved your family, or reconcile with your family. I do that, I'm guilty myself, because I have one or two family member that I really like need to stay away from, because it's so toxic, it's so negative. We don't need to be around. The person know, and that person have the same obligation to make it right, not just as you. But then, as Christ taught us that, love thy neighbor, love thy enemies. If you get struck by your enemy on one side of your face, then offer the other side of the sheet. Oh my goodness, I'll get bruised twice. So that's the concept of Christ, okay? Christ, even people took his life, he still blesses them, through his tender mercy and sacrifice and atonement. So same thing. I didn't ask us to be like Christ, but to ask us to love each other while we still can make that right, okay? Because once we leave this earth, we can't make it right. We're going to be sitting in the spirit world somewhere and feeling sorry. I wish that I could have hugged my mom, loved my mom, care for my mom when she need help, when she need that care. My dad, my aunt, my uncle, my neighbors, my bishop, what have you. So that's why for me, money is good to have so that you can live a better life and buy what you want and get what you need, right? And pay for the bare necessity. But on the same token, human life are also irreplaceable. Especially in the family of mine. Doesn't matter what I do. I always thought of loving my family, and especially my kid and grandkid, and the legacy that we build and leave with our family. It doesn't have to be like a mansion that you leave for them, or $100,000 of life insurance, whatever it is. It's the loving legacy that you want to create with family. Some say, well, without money it's senseless. That we just believe, and it's false belief, and it's a false accusation. It's not always like that. Not everybody's like that. We are not all that materialistic. If the materialistic is already the only propaganda, is the only thing that matter in the world, then we in trouble, just like we are in right now. So make everything right while you can. Once you leave this earth, that's it. You cannot come back on that old body. Unless the Lord said, hey, you are not done with your karma on earth. Let's get back on that body. You're about to get buried, and you rose up and scared the heck out of everybody. So I had a dream about that the other day. It was so crazy, right? Let me tell you about the dream. I can't depict who the deceased person was and the dead person. So I'm at the funeral home. I have a dream a lot. I'm one of the person that doesn't always remember the dream, but certain dream I really had a really good scenario, good depicting the location, the story was it was perfect, So I was attending a funeral. We was where the gatherings and to honor the dead, and so there was eulogy and all that, and all of a sudden the deceased person rose up in the coffin, and just looking around, everybody freaked out and left the building, left the funeral home, left the mortuary. So I'm still there because I want to find out what's going on, right? I want to know if this person is dead or alive, So in the middle of chaos, and the deceased person tried to roast up and want to walk out of the coffin, and then a stupid idiot came through nowhere from the room and start punching the diseased person that was rising up, and then kill him the second time. So he is for sure. The deceased person that rose up died. They killed him the second time. Okay. So then we moved to another side of the building where the ceremony went on like nothing happened. So from that story, I never know what it means, right? I got this crazy dream that I never know what's the meaning of the shitty dream like that. Just like the other day, I was telling my audience that I dreamed that I was in the process of moving, and found this place, walk into it, and to check on the house and a new place to move in. So the first thing I noticed was that I think I told a story. I think I believe I told a story, right? So the first thing I noticed was of the leak of the ceiling, and I was like so disappointed. I said, "Oh, this is really bad for health. So let's let's start cleaning." You know, so I was the only one there, so um so I was a little optimistic about how am I going to start cleaning. This place is so messy. It's really moldy. The sewage was dripping from the ceilings, and there was a bucket beneath it. But then um, but then the whole floor was full of sewage, just full of stinky sewage. Let me wash my hand. I got beans on it. And then in the middle of my confusion, why so much water dripping and in that nature. So he came a man dressed so poorly, dressed like Khmer Rouge, with the ripped pants and like. So I look over, and he turned around, and I recognized it was the kings of Cambodia. So I went over and talked to him in Cambodian royal terminology. I said, "Your Royal Highness, no, you're His Majesty. Why are you here?" He said, he turned around and talked to me. I recognize him. I know who he is. He's the king of Cambodia, the current king of Cambodia. So he said, "Oh, I'm here to help you clean the house, clean the poopy house." So I said, "No, Your Honor, no, it's not your job. Please let me clean it myself." And I look over to the other side of the building. There was a bottle of fabric. If you know what fabric is the solution to clean the house, make them smell good and blah blah blah, right? And then I was so busy removing the feces and the impurity, and then when I came back in the house, he was gone. So then just a few days after that, there's news about Cambodia being bombed and being invaded by our loving Thai neighbors. So some dream really like telling you something, but the dream about the dead man who rise at the funeral, his funeral, was I don't even know what that was all about. But anyway, okay, so this is gonna be big, right? Because yeah, it's gonna be big. So once it's cooked, it's gonna be like that. So let me see if I can make it cute and small. But if I do make cute and small, and my filling is too big, that's not gonna work. Let me add a little bit water in there. I have to boil the water first. Because I want to submerge my dessert, my dough. So my question about the dream is that it does do forewarn with bad omens and all that, but because we don't understand how our spirit communicate with the other side of the world. Okay, sometimes good dreams can be pleasant to remember. Sometimes the bad dream, especially the bad dreams, the nightmare. I used to have nightmare all the time living in Thailand because of the war. I used to have nightmare every night. It was so scary, and to the point where I'm afraid to fall asleep, because then I start seeing things and hearing things also um, it's not a psychotic episode, but it is the fact that when we go through so much trauma in our life, it started to affect us physically, mentally. Okay, it's not a psychotic episode. Okay, because this is something that traumatized us as a child. You know, we deal with that sort of traumatized and traumatic experience. It's something more than we can handle. Just look at American soldier talking about healthy man, healthy, strong, with stamina, go to war to Iraq, Iran, or Afghanistan, or any region that had active war in the past, Vietnam veteran also, and they come home with such traumatic, post-traumatic experience that cause a person to live in their fears and their dreams and their trauma and their and and the trauma. It's called post-traumatic stress disorder. Literally is it widely occur among people who gone through experience with wars or family dysfunctional, or even just being homelessness, or being returned servicemen or women who have gone through the traumatic experience fighting in a war and witnessed the criminal activities or the violence throughout the world. You know, thinking they come home, they be happy and live the normal life. It's sometimes that's not the case. So the water is boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more of it into my pan. If you're gonna add water to something you're boiling, then make sure that the water is boiling also. So that way it does not interrupt what you're doing or what you're cooking. So for me, it was traumatizing, you know, to go through wars and living in camp and witness family who kill and persecute and stuff like that. You know, it still does to me too. You know, though I don't have that sort of nightmare anymore since I have grown stronger, and since I learned how to pray and seeking spiritual mean to help combat with the nightmare and with the traumatic experience. You can use flowers or use oil to help with the rolling and the non-sticky mess. That's all I remember. That some dream that's not meant for me to remember, I don't remember. But there's certain dream that is so prominent, it's so vivid, it's like reading a book, you know, like watching a movie or something like that, really crazy. So last year I had one crazy dream. Let me share, since we're talking the subject of dreams, and what are your guys' dreams, and what the dream do for you, whether it was good dream, it was pleasant dream, was a nightmare, something that happened to you from your childhood experience and your current experience, what have you. Okay, we have to deal with it. Each one of us do have to fight some sort of dark energy that really like take over some of our mental being. But war post-traumatic syndrome is real. It's so crucial. It happened to people who were affected by the Nazis, the Khmer Rouge, the genocide, and throughout the world, in the war zone, that endless war zone, you know, happened to the kid that grow up in the war country, that never know peace, never know happiness, and every day waking up hearing gunfire and the shootings and the bombings, and never know where to get the meal, never know what school is like. You know, those experiences itself will have that long-lasting effect especially growing up as an adult. If it's not properly treated, it can just continue to haunt the person the rest of their life. So I have to be grateful for the fact that I did went through certain degree of traumatic experience from the Khmer genocide, and learning about 150 of my family member was slaughtered and persecuted because we Thai descent. The whole village is gone in one day. So did I feel angry about the loss of my family? Of course I do. Do I feel like I need to seek revenge? No, because I'll leave that to God to deal with those people, because I only needed to make sure that I'm well, and that I live my life in compliance with the law of the land and the law of God. I think that will help us identify that sort of need. So right now, I'm boiling it. Okay, let's go back to the cooking. Okay, once the dough is done, it will rise up from the bottom of the pan, and that will tell us that it's done. And that because I had low heat on it, so it's been cooking too slow. I'm gonna go ahead and increase the heat to medium. I had it medium low, and and this remind me of what what was that? Not chicken pot pie, chicken dumpling, right? Same thing. I mean, now we can do chicken dumpling by wrapping in this dough. Would be wonderful. But then chicken dumpling cooked differently, right? You make soup, ratatouille, and then you add the dumpling. But now you can do differently. You don't have to do the meat and the dough differently. You can wrap the meat in the dough and dump it and make a dumpling out of it. That would be an idea. Let's do that next time. Okay. Wait until the weather is getting a little bit cooler. I mean, that would be a nice project to cook. And see chicken dumpling in the wrap in the dough and dump it. Would be what you call it. We'll call wrap chicken dumpling. Okay. So when I said that we can turn this into different color, we could, and it would be nice. But right now, I'm just want to make the white one first, because if I do different color right now, it will bleed. I'm not going to be able to have white color. It'll be pink or blue or green, depending on what color we're using. Okay, so therefore, I'm trying to make a few of the white dumpling first, and then we'll come back and add color to any preferred colors. We'll see how it goes. Okay. I should have gotten some pumpkins, and last time I did the sticky rice dessert with the pumpkins, the kabocha pumpkins, and the yellow yam, the ube yams, and it was delicious dessert. So with fresh shredded coconut, it was amazing. And it's one of the cooking show also. Okay, so I'll do a few more minutes of the dough, allow it to cook thoroughly. It's nothing more unpleasant than eat raw dessert or raw dough or raw flours, because all the raw product can cause gassy and bloated in the stomach, and that's why when we cook flours, we cook food, anything that just like I'm lactose intolerant, so when I do drink a glass of milk, then the whole day I'll be gassy, I'll be farting unconditionally, I'm not gonna lie, because it's just like another food allergy. Because when you are lactose intolerant, if you eat ice cream, if I eat ice cream, if I eat anything that make out of dairy product, then I feel bloated. It's get uncomfortable with my digestive system. I'll be shamelessly to need to pass out gas because it's not. It build up. It can be painful. You know. So that's why I'm sharing this with you because a lot of people be laughing and thinking it's funny. It's not. I mean, and that's why with the food allergy um, knowledge, I really have deep respect because before I was tested, I got sick a lot of time from eating the food that I'm allergic to that I didn't know about. I mean, I was born in Cambodia, of course. What food allergy are we talking about? I mean, I'm exposed to a lot of food, of fruit and vegetable in Cambodia. Why am I allergic to so many things? Eating peanut and corn all my life, and now I'm allergic to it. So now that I know what I'm allergic to, and I prevent it from exposure and eating those, and it helped me um, be aware and raise awareness to people who have food allergy because it can even unalive a person. It can be so sudden, so lethal. Just like many years ago, this little girl was attending summer camp, and for some reason the information about her having peanut allergy was not was not clear. So at the camp, the little girl ate excuse me, sorry, the little girl ate a peanut butter sandwich, and she became unalive. I mean, the staff wasn't aware and didn't know what happened to the little girl, and she felt choking, and I mean, and that as that result, she lost her life. And it's sad because something that can preventable, such as the staff will read the notes the parents sent, say, hey, this kid allergic to this and that, don't serve the little girl. And the little girl is not old enough to tell the staff that, or she wasn't aware, or she didn't remember that she allergic to peanut, so she ate the sandwich, and it didn't click to the staff. They didn't know what's going on with her. And then at the girl camp and far away from medical facility, so by the time she was able to transport to the nearest facility, she had already, like, her cardio had failed, and that took her life. So that's how lethal food allergy could be. So that's why when you see me being a little irritated the last few days when I'm eating at last couple months when I was eating at the restaurant where the food served with peanut, and I specifically said, please no peanut. And I saw the waiters in there making notes, so 3 times, but just a couple of days ago at California's Kitchen, ordering having pizza, but we order the appetizer, the spinach dip and corn, and specifically say, please no corn. Okay. Well, a different waiters came and brought a nice dish of spinach dips and large bowl of corn tortillas. So I'm like, I shake my head. So I tell her that, well, we didn't order corn tortillas, but let's keep it for my sweetheart. He's not allergic to corn. So then she went back to the kitchen, and I think the manager, the head chef came out. He was like really nice, very sweet guy. So he said, well, what can I do for you? He had that. So he was really sweet. So I told him what happened. So I said, let me fix this for you. Would the naan bread be okay for you? So yes, anything but corn. So he went back in the kitchen, and like 10-15 minutes later, he came back with the naan bread. It was baked and nice, fluffy. So in my video, I did comments that people who understood the food allergy can be appreciated. And in the other time where I said no peanut came 3 times actually. The other time was a few days ago when I'm eating at uh, Pho Fulong or something like that out at the facility at a nearby mall here, Town Square. Okay, the rest of the time I was eating out at the Mang Felix, the peanut twice. So 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 I didn't want to irritate my daughter, you know, by complaining about this and that. And another time was at another Vietnamese restaurant, it's called Pho 88. You know, same thing. He was irritated. I should tell me. I did, you know, just you know that I'm a food reviewer, so be gentle. So he went back, and then another person come out and apologize and offer to make a new dish with this. Yeah, I order my dish without peanuts, so let's make a dish without peanut. And whatever you do with this dish, you're fine. Throw it away, give it to whoever. So, oh, no, that would be your complimentary. You can take it home for your family. So that was nice, you see. You don't have to hassle me, you know. You can't hassle me. I'm too smart for that. I don't live for that shit. Sorry, the word. Okay, so I had cold water here that I'm gonna transfer my excuse me please, because you know TikTok, it does a little that little, what you call it, puzzle thing, you know, because once in a while it gone through that sleeping mode and want to wake you up, you know. That stop doing that. Why? I can do on YouTube for 5 hours. I don't have to do nothing. But if the internet is interrupting, then I can't get people here for the views. So so you can see that it's boiling. Okay, it's boiling because it's popping on the top of the surface, meaning it's done. Okay, so it take me about what, good 15 minutes or so, because my dough is a little bit bigger than I anticipated. So now I think it's all done. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and remove it onto cold water and keep it there until we serve. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do gentle because it's very soft. Because sticky rice is so soft, I have to be gentle. I don't want to poke it. If I poke it, and then the filling will come apart, and then we're gonna have sticky mess. I'm gonna lower the heat because I still have to make a few more and cook this as we go. And once I have enough, I'm gonna do the syrup. Okay, the syrup will be next, where I'm gonna be expressing the coconut milk out of coconut, shredded coconut. So it's gonna be a bit of work. Okay. So that is the knowledge about the educational portion about food allergy. Okay, so don't be alarmed. I always being friendly when my food is being served incorrectly. You know, I always be gentle. I still tip the waiter and waitress, you know, because I respect them, but I educate them also, you know. So it's not cool if they're rude at me, you know. I will give them a yelp. I will review them, you know, if they're trying to work and solve the issue with me, and I give them good reviews, you know. I mean, I'm not there to jeopardize or sabotage anybody, but when it comes to my health, that's my main concern. And it's public educations, and then the restaurants and the food servers are responsible for educating the food handler people, you know. When my son work at supermarket, he have to get certified annually on the food handling. He's not even selling food. He just work at the reshelving and receiving. We still have to get his license, and not license, his certification in food safety food handling. So see, so these people, if they hired to work as to food server, they're not being educated, they're being ignorant on people's health needs, then that's terrible. You know, to me, it's no excuse. Because if you have a little girl who died from such and such, and that is like a no, you know, because especially when you serve the kid don't know. They will eat anyway because the kid love eating food, so they're not gonna wait for what, you know. I mean, the food is here. So as an adult, oh, you want to do a pink one? You can. Okay, let's do one more white one, and then we'll go do pink one or green one. Okay. Oh dang, I was gonna add these two, but let me see if it's gonna work. Okay, if it's not gonna work, then I'm not gonna sweat over it. Let me see. I'm gonna do this and add tapioca to it. See if it's gonna work. So you can make a ball like this. I think that's how the fried tapioca ball was made. You know, I mean. Okay. It's a round ball. Oh. It didn't submerge, so I need more hot water. Give me 1 second, please. I can move this into a deeper pot that way. That way I don't have to use much water. There. The issue solved. Okay. Want the color? I could. Let me do this, okay? Let me get the food coloring. If you want it red or pink, let's do red, and we do it a little bit to make it pinkish. We'll take this much of dough. It's right here. And hello. You don't need a whole lot, okay? We just need a little bit to make a pinkish color. When you cook things with dough, it's so fun because you can actually be creative about it. You know, you can make different colored dough. Now it's a little pinkish. Let's see how it goes, whether it's gonna change color once it's done. Let's do it a little bit more. A big drop, okay? Don't. If you want it like a very bright color, you go right ahead, okay? But just remember what I told you, okay? It doesn't have to be like exaggerated. It can be like a cute pinkish, you know, to help the kid appreciate and eating this thing, you know, because the kid attracted to colors. I hope it doesn't bleed on the other dough. But kids love colors because that's what they do in school, right? They paint the color, they use crayon, they use markers, so they use dough, colored dough. So this worked well for them. think we're good. Pink dough. Okay. Let's do green. No, no, even want to do blue, but we could. Okay. Let's see. If I have the color for it. So I have domain color here, okay, which is blue, green. There's no white. So blue, green, orange, and red. Oh. Let's do like a baby blue here. Because this is white dough, so it's going to turn out baby blue. Unless you want midnight blue. That would be pretty, huh? Midnight blue. The kid was there, that's too much. Oh, let me remove the dough here. I'll let it cook for a minute. I don't know. Let's do that. Finish that blue thing. Papa Smurf. Remember the Smurf? Smurfette? Love her. She's so cute. With that flashy lashes. Love Papa Smurf though, you know, he's such a tough grandpa. Who remember Papa Smurf and watching Smurfette's show? And they make movie out of that. I didn't see the movie. Okay. Okay, let's do green then. It's floated, so it's done. I have this one with the pearl here, so it cooked a little bit longer because the pearl need to cook thoroughly. So it's still submerged. It's still down on the bottom of the pot. Green. Welcome. Having fun. Yeah. Almost like clay dough. It's beautiful green. Let me tough it up a little bit. Bring out more vibrant colors. So what I'll do, I'll cook the pink one first, because it's gonna bleed in the pot. Yeah. The color gonna bleed. If it does, I might have to change the water. But let's see what I'll do next. Okay. Okay. Right. Let me. Okay, do the pink. Look at that. So pretty. You see if it stays pink once it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and I wanted to cook it in this tapioca pearl and see if it's gonna work. Okay. I wanted to have a little bit of sparkle on the dough. Not completely. I don't want to cover the pink color. I still want that lovely pink. Let me see. I hope my finger's not bleeding because it does look like it does. Now let me wash it off. I'm not bleeding bleeding in the colors, not in the blood. So I have the red, the blue, and the green. Well, let's see how it works. We have more filling than the dough. That's fine. Not worry about it. Just having fun with this. Okay. Stress-free cooking. Be like kids. Kids love making sweet, you know. My granddaughter tried to get me to, or she did, she convinced me to make her fudge brownie. And she had fun with it because she used the cookie cutters and make pattern out of it. It was amazing. She cooked with her cousin. Now her cousin had returned home to California. She was on the phone the other day with her cousin, and she put her cousin on the phone with me, and she said, "We miss you, Grandma." I got called Grandma. Because she related to my grandkid. That's on side her dad family. You know, kids are so eager to please you, especially when you have dessert. They be loving you like they be loving you. I remember when I first moved here, dealing with my grandbaby. She loves sweet. And the parent got her away with it, right? So when I moved in here, the first things I noticed that weaning her off candy was like mission impossible. But through months and times, able to wean her off, and sometimes I watch her watching this show with whole bunch of women wearing color wigs and be showing kid eating all kind of candies, right? According to the color of the hair would be the color of the candies, and so I found out that that's what she was watching. So I have to do a report to her moms, and her mom have to block her from that channel, you know. So you never know what kids are watching and what they inspire, what they influence on the social media. So that's why you have to have the parent discretions and parent control. So I make it round to give a different textures, and because it's in different color, I want a different texture also. Add a little bit of pearl, of tapioca pearl, and see how it turn out. I got one or two that's flowing up right now, but I'm gonna wait until a couple more minutes to give it a nice, make sure that it cooked really well. I'm making bun soy nước or bun chư nước, khnom bua lai. In Thai, bun chư nước. In Cambodian, bun soy nước is in Vietnamese. I soaked the tapioca so good, but it's still hardened inside of the pearl. So that's why it takes a little bit of time to cook it, to make sure that it cooked really well. So this is my pink dough here, and had a little bit of tapioca pearl on it. So you can see there's a clear spot on it, okay? I think I should leave a few for my granddaughter when she come home. She can have the experience of making colored dough. I think she will love it. I'll make a few blue. This is gonna be the last pink one. Okay. Boil water, I need to refill. Okay, I'm gonna do a green one. So cute. Baby green color. See if the color gonna bleed. But if it is, it'll be fine. My pink one is done. The one that I had to flat is done. The one that I had in the ball, it take a little more time to cook. That's fine with me, as long as it's cooked. I just add my green in there. Oh, it looks so good. The green one's super. The green one looks so pretty. I'll show you in a minute. I love green. That's my favorite color. Certain green though, certain green that are my favorite. Some green are, but now that I got older, my attitude about color is getting to like brownish, silverness, or kind of it changed. I mean, like greens. I used to have sets of jewelries that jades and jade and what you call it, emerald, stuff like that. Now as I got older, I'm into kind of brownish, orange-ish. I don't know about you. You haven't got old like I do, so you probably don't understand that change. People say, why? I don't know. It just things change when you got older. You Sorry about that. Oh, you think pink is pretty? Wait until you see the green one. Look at that. Tiffany green, yes. I'm curious about, oops. Man, I got some pink on this one. How do I do that? No, this is fun project. I'll leave some for my grandkids. I'm sure that she'd be excited. Oh, my other grandson, he's still in Bournemouth. He should be here on the 10th. And school start too. I think it's school start next Friday, I think. Next Friday or today? I don't remember. Because my grandkid will remind me, Grandma, school starts on Friday, so today is Friday. Maybe they are in school because I slept late, so I might miss my grandkid first day in school. They should be home soon, no? The school out around 2:45 or 3 o'clock. See, I don't remember much about my grandkids, right? I used to go pick them up too, but it's been a while. Okay, let me move the pink one out of the pot. Remove it into the transition pot, pending for the syrup. Oh, look at the green one. It blends so well with this ladles. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing color. I love it. Well, I have only about two more of the green one. I think I'm gonna finish that, and then we'll do a few glues, and then I'll call it a quit to make my syrup, okay? Because I still have the coconut milk to extract. And remove the pink one. The pink one's been there a while. This one has some blue in it. Should be pretty. The pink one is done. Okay, remember we had pink one first. Okay, let's do a few blue one, and then we should be ready to make the syrup, because I still have the coconut milk to express. Let's see how blue turn out. It should turn out pretty because it's baby blue. is a song called Baby Blue. A little bit windy outside today. That will help cool down the element because it's been so hot lately. Yesterday is about 108. I think it concluded with 110 in the afternoon. You know what? I might as well finish it because I don't have a lot. But I think she'd be delighted to have this also. But you know what else that I learned here too is that I can turn this into mochi. Basically, that's what it's looking right now, mochi. Look at that, okay? If I take this out from the water, okay, and then put in a surface, add coconut, shred coconut, or even roasted roasted nuts or roasted sesame, it'll be that. Okay, cooking the blue one. I'm cooking the green one right now, and I have some blue one in there, and will be just a few more minutes. Let me finish up the rest, okay? And even the pink one, I thought about saving for my granddaughter, but it's only small portion. That would be too much for me to start thing again. Let me finish it right now. It looks so pretty. Got the white color, the green, and the blue, and the pink. Oh, this would be for a great party. You know, this is where you're gonna surprise your friend with all this beautiful dessert. You know, a lot of people, the younger generation don't care for this. They don't even know what these are. In fact, if you serve to them like, ew, the mung bean, you know, they will say, what is this, you know? But those mung beans, this mung bean is where the bean sprouts are made from in some region, okay? And then a lot of food products are made of mung beans. So the mung bean is very nutritional. The kids don't know that because anything beside cookie and ice cream, they think that's nasty. But I'm glad though, you know, learning this from the families and ancestors, because I would be as ignorant as those little grandkids of mine too. You know, I know that they spoil it and in America. What else? So used to American product, you know. Nothing bad about that, but still, they're still part of Asians, so they need to learn some of this stuff, that some of this cooking, some of the dessert, some of the food, to appreciate it, you know. I mean, don't wait until that's what my kid was saying too, you know. Mom, my older daughter, she started speaking Thai to my mom. I didn't know that she speak Thai because I never taught her how to speak Thai. But I think being with my mom, because my mom was the nanny when I used to work. My mom was the nanny, so my mom didn't speak much English. So I guess she taught them kid in Thai or in Cambodian. And little I know, my daughter when she called my mom, they'd be talking in Thai. I'm like, ooh. She never talked to me though. She won't speak in Thai to me, but she speak in Thai to her grandmother. When my dad was still alive, she speak to my dad also. So I gotta be proud of her. And then she's the only one, the oldest, the only one that would be brave enough to speak to my mom in Thai. But they do, all of them speak Cambodian. But my oldest one is the only one that can speak in Thai. I think she's self-taught also, you know. That's how I did with the languages that I'm fluent in, is that I do self-taught too. Let me finish the pink one. I only have about 3 or 4 dough only, so it's senseless to leave it and have to start over. Good thing it didn't bleed in the pot, so that's a good indication. Let me remove the green one. It's done. Oh yeah, like I said, it's so pretty. It's like Tiffany green. Love it. So this is the blue one. Okay, the blue one is not as bright. I could have added more color, but you know what? I'm not gonna cry over it. The next time I can make it a little more brighter, but it's fine. For now, it's good. Okay, so let me hurry up. Oh, it looks so nice. I'm happy with it. Let me remove the green one. So some of the blue ones are now surfacing. And some of them been there for a little bit of time now. So the last one will be this pink one here that I just added in. And I have to figure out what to do with the tapioca. I may cook a meal out of it tomorrow. The transfer pot looks so cute. It got the white, the pink, and the green one. And we're gonna have the blue one in there soon, so it looks like Candyland. So I have a few, about 10 of these fillings left. So I will freeze it and see if I have need for it for next time. Or if not, don't matter. I'm probably gonna freeze it anyway because food is so expensive. I don't want to really wasting it. Or I can, make a tapioca out of it. For now, I wanted to pressure for time because I have one more item to do that before we depart. Okay, so let me put these away. So we're done with the dough. Now we're gonna make the syrup. Excuse me, let me put my hand. Let me remove some of the water out of our reservoir. It's so pretty. You have to bring your hour to see it. No, you got the pink, the green, the blue is still cooking, and the white one. Okay. Let's check it out. So, hold on, where am I? See it? The pink, the green, and the white colors. We are cooking it. So, none broken, so it's good. Okay. Yeah, I can hold it. Exactly, these look like mochi to me. What do you think? So we got the blue color to deal with. Let my blue color cook for a few minutes. I have a few left. I have song, see, hope, bad sip. I have 12 of this left. So let me move it away. Because I still have this tapioca here. I'm gonna come back and take care of that soon. Okay, but what I'm doing now is to express the coconut milk. What I have here. Okay. Before anything else, let me express this. So it'll be two wave of coconut milk. Okay, the first wave is, okay, this is the cheesecloth, is to express the cream of the coconut. Okay, the cream of coconut is like the very first squeeze, first express, where it's so creamy, so rich. Okay, which is hard to do that. Let me because it was in the fridge for so long, and that process, it's not good for the coconut milk. It have to be like in warm element to, oh, there's a pink one, a warm element to to allow the coconut milk to express better. Oops, I'm sorry. The pink one is not quite ready yet because that was the last one I did. But let me cook the blue one for a few minutes, for a minute or so. And so with that, let me try it one more time, see if it's gonna work, okay? Because it's so heavy. The reason it's still heavy because it has the coconut cream in it. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I know, that's why it's easier to get the one from the can. Look at that. Okay. This is how we express the coconut milk. This is the first creamy-ish, okay? This is will be perfect for the topping. It's just like the creamiest part of the coconut is the first squeeze here. Okay. The Thai call it huakati. Cambodian call it bakti, meaning the head of it. Okay, so this is the most creamy. Okay, this is the part that we use to embellish or balance the to put on the top of any type of cooking that need coconut milk, especially in a dessert. So I have about 2 tablespoons-ish, which is fine because I still have a little bit more down on the tray here. Okay. Let me go ahead and remove the blue one. Sorry. Oops. Get the blue one. Remember we have the baby blue color. It's done. Oh, I think that one's broken. I have a lot of dessert, so you guys have to come over and help me finish this. Okay, so let me remove this so that I can finish the rest. But I have to come back for this and squeeze the second round up where I'm going to use it for the syrup. So this is how the old generation extract their coconut milk, because we don't have canned milk or canned coconut. So this is how it's actually done, okay? So I have about a good amount. So I have about all of that squeezing. So I have about half a cup. Okay, so that's pretty good for that. So let me put this away. We're gonna come back and put it on cooking. This is going to be going on the top of our dessert when we serve, okay? So this is the creamiest part of the coconut. Let me wrap it before I lose it. If I spill it, our cooking is over. Put it over here, far away land. How about that? Okay, the remainder of these, I'm gonna add a little bit of warm water just to just to get it to activate. And put it back in here and add some warm water to it. Oh, let me remove this out of the way first. That's done, the pink, which is the last dough in the group. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the pot because we need it for the coconut cream process. I'm gonna turn it off first because the coconut milk is not ready. What I do here is to mix it with warm water just to activate the coconut to release it cream. Okay. Still a lot of cream on here. Okay, let me boil a little bit more water. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and start the fire here and put a sugar in. So I have about half a cup of palm sugars. Okay, I'm gonna add about a cup of water for now, white pudding or coconut milk, because I wanted to melt the sugars, because this sugar will take a while to melt. There's still a lot of cream in there. Yeah. Maybe I'll express some more from here. Yeah, I have sympathy for my grandparents, great-grandparents, because there's a lot of work when making dessert. Just like making donut itself is not easy. And the process of making the doughs and the fryings and the topping. I know because I used to work at donut shop for many years. I saw how the baker. I could have learned how to make donut, then I never pay attention to it. Because I'm always I'm in the I work at the cash register and service, so I don't even have time to even watch him. Okay. Let me. We can add a little bit more water to it to. Let me squeeze some more out of this for our first. See, my hand works better than the cheesecloth. Okay. We'll add a little bit more to that. Goodness. Here you go. The heat will help help expressing process a little bit friendlier. I learned that from the old people, which does make sense. I'm refining it by use of cheesecloth. I think I do it by finger, by hand. It's look at that. It's more efficient. This is why the canned coconut milk is convenience. But you don't get the freshness out of coconut milk like you do here, though. You know, this is like from the coconut milk itself, fresh coconut itself. And that's what makes the dessert even more palatable, because the freshness of the coconut milk. And that's why if you travel into Asia, you have the dessert, you know that the dessert tastes extra creamy, you know, because they have access to fresh coconut, fresh sugar canes, and fresh palm sugars, so far so forth. Okay, or even honey, you know. Okay. So this is what I remember my grandparents did, because I want to be fancy using the cheesecloth like forever. Trying to modify an American version. It don't work unless you have the like muscle to deal with this. Other than that, go with grandma and grandpa. Common sense. Okay, we're gonna come back for the second round, okay, and then we'll finish it up right now. Got most of the milk out of here. It won't be completely depleted, but at least a good amount of coconut milk. Okay. What I'm gonna do with this coconut left over here, it's not much flavor to it anymore. You know, all the cream is been extracted, so it'll be just like plain. But if you want to make sweet out of it, you have to add a whole bunch of sugar to get flavor out of it. You know, let me see. It has still some flavor into it, you know, but it's not strong enough for me to. I can eat it, you know, make dessert out of it. Maybe I'll find a way to cook something out of it. But normally they're just gonna feed it to the bird or to the pig back in the day. Man, this sure needs some muscle man to do this. I know I wish I can stop to chat, right? Look at my hand right now. It's not in a position to chat, but I just want to say thank you for stopping by and tuning in, and the love and the heart from TikTok people, and a thumb up from my YouTube people, and really, really nice of you. I appreciate all that, because your positive energy is what create this environment for me to want to continue to bring the best recipe that I know in my brain, tiny brain, you know. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that I'm able to share with you. Okay. I know it's a lot of fingers, a lot of, but you know what? Pizza, burger, same thing. We use hand the same way. So don't be alarmed by using your hand for cooking. Okay, that's what God intended for you to do. It's not for just for fancy nail, you know. In fact, people who cook every day don't have fancy nail. Only people who don't cook, unless you know they're like bougie about it. But okay, now I'm done with these. Okay, so I'm cool. So I'm gonna put this away. It's a little messy, but let's not worry about messy kitchen. Let's worry about get this thing done so we can sample this, okay? So my sugar is still in the process of melting. Only have about a quarter cup of sugars. Okay, I'm going to add another quarter cup to make it half a cup. So I'm doing the pale cane sugar. Oops. This actually is one. We'll do 1/2. Okay, because we have a lot of dough. So, oh, there we go. And we're going to do about half a teaspoon of salt, because salt helps activate the sweetness from the sugars, okay? So, and it tastes better with salt. Whoop. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and do my coconut milk right now. Okay, I have about, we can measure that for sure. I'm going to do my sieve over here. We're going to measure this in cups. So I have 2 cups altogether. Perfect. No, we're going to need more than that. But for now, that's what I'm intent on making. Because it needs a little bit of salt still. I'm going to do another. So altogether is about 2/3 of a teaspoon of salt. Perfect. I have one more item that I need to do. In fact, 2. I'm gonna roast sesame seed. I'm gonna do black sesame seed because I think black sesame seed stand out better than the white sesame seed. Okay. This is gonna be going on the top of our dessert. Let me roast it now. Well, we can do combination, you know, I mean, let's do that. Let's do combination of black and white. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Nothing going on. I have one more item to do, and then we would be able to do showcase. I love it. It tastes just right. A last drop of coconut cream, coconut milk. Okay, let me clean up a little bit so that way we don't look so amazingly messy. all the coconut, shredded coconuts is flying all over town. All right. I also need to thicken this coconut cream here. Yeah. It's so creamy. Mama, this is the first drop of the coconut cream. Tastes so good, so creamy too. Let me wait until I'm done with roasting this, and then I would make I will add some flour to it to thicken it, so that way it go well on the top of our dessert. Our syrup has already boiled. I love the texture of it. The flavor of it is not too sweet, yet it's not too bland. It's just right in between. Okay. I prefer a little bit more sugars, but for now, let's do that. You know why? Because once we add the dough, it's gonna oxidize and make it more bland. Let me add about 1/3, so meaning that we have 3/3 of a cup of sugars with 2 cups of coconut milk. Okay, brother. Let's marry. Okay. The sesame seeds, so good. When you roast the sesame seed, it smells so awesome. Done with that, I'm gonna move it over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and blend some of the sticky rice here. Flours that I have here, I use about, what am I? Half teaspoon of sticky rice flours and some water. The syrup is boiling. I'll remove it. Remove the this over here. Let me thickening this cream we have here, okay? I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to our, hold on, let me sample our syrup again if I need it. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt into our cream, maybe a pinch. What I'm doing here, I'm thickening our top cream. Okay, so when we do add onto the top of our dessert, it'll stay in one place. It stay in place. I'm using only a half cup, or I mean half tablespoon. I'm sorry, half teaspoon of sticky rice. So you can use any kind of flours. Don't matter at this point. Okay, as long it's gonna thick the cream here, you're fine. Well, if you want to do the regular whipping cream, you're good, but it's not originated. It's not thick enough, so I'll probably have to add another. So it'll be 1 teaspoon altogether, okay? Because I have to keep stirring it because I don't want to burn my sesame seed. Sesame seed, that's so delicious. Good for your hair, for your skin too, and they're expensive. Okay, I think we're good. Let's show you how we serve this, okay? Where's my cutie bowl? All right, let's serve. Just a small bowl because it's a dessert, okay? It's not a meal, so just remember that. It does not matter how tempted we are, you know, we just stick to the small bowl. If you come back for the second, then no one's gonna punish you for that. Okay, so As you know that we have green one, the blue one. Oh, that's what I need to do, turn it off. Oh, goodness. And the, all right. Okay. So here the syrup. Okay. Give it a good stir. Onto our dessert like that. Ooh. You don't mind eating in front of you? Okay. And then remember we have the coconut cream. Okay, so okay. You know what else is left over? So here we go. The sesame seed. If you love sesame seed like I do, go ahead and spoil your salad, okay? Look at that. Right. That's fine. Oh. You did a good job watching. Here we go. So we have the blue, the green, the pink, the white one, infused with coconut milk and delicious palm sugars, a little bit of salt, coconut creams, overlay with sesame seed, okay? And if you want me to demonstrate how we eat this, it will be with my pleasure. Oh, somebody brought it back. No, this is not for dessert, but that's the smallest I can find. Okay, so the idea is to break in this baby into a more friendlier size, more polite, like we eat in a civilization world. If you want to swallow the whole thing, you could, but it may be hot, okay? So here we go. We have the inside of it. Remember the mung bean, okay? So, oh, remember the mung bean was sauteed with the red onions. Yes, the shallot. Oh, you know what? I forgot the ginger, but then we're fine. It's too many steps. But typically, I will get a few slices of gingers and boil it into the syrup, and to get that like really oriental aroma. Okay, to you. It's so good. The textures of the of the dough, it's gummy, soft gummy, okay, and the flavor from the fillings, the mung bean, that we saute with the shallot. It's just perfect. And if I serve this by itself without the syrup, just let the dough dry up a little bit. It'd be like eating the what you call it, the other kind of dessert, the mochi. If I add a little ice to it, yeah. So that was the blue one. Let's do the white one. This is so good. It turned out perfectly delicious. And the color is absolutely stunning. This would be perfect mochi. I have enough for that. I'm just gonna put in a separate container. What I do is that I will I will put some flour over it to separate them from being sticky. So that would be my mochi. Okay, but this right here, the Cambodian bánh tráng nước, it's delicious. Oh, bánh xù nước is absolutely amazing. I know, and I do apologize. So you want to sample this, and you're gonna have to get in the kitchen and jump over to YouTube channel and produce this thing, because it's gonna be in full feature of our cooking today. I will include a complete recipe, so that way you won't miss a thing. Okay, to you, for your royalty, for your love, for your support. I appreciate you always. I know, my daughter used to be bartender. This is where it came from. In fact, this is the Hennessy scoop. It's so good. I can finish the whole 4 because it's so small. Okay, so I wonder how the pink one tastes like. So it's relatively the same. Okay, so well, and you're in a hurry, so this is how you eat it also. Right. Oh, I don't know where that fly came from. Anyway. Or you can do this too. Still have the etiquette. So I'm good. There's one big fly coming, so I have to get rid of it also. But anyway, so dessert is absolutely delicious. It's not sweet, it's so creamy because we had fresh coconut today that I worked so hard expressing the milk, remember? So now I'm gonna have to kiss my hand for being such a good partner in making food. my hand will not be like the best looking hand, but then I try to keep it clean and serviceable, so it's not the hands of the dignitarian, with all that long nail. I used to have long nail, and I keep it minimal because the cooking session, and it's easier to keep it clean when the nails are shorter. But in my typical life, I like that nice long nail, keep it up and make your finger look so nice and beautiful with grace and poise. But anyway, that's done. Okay, so so the pot full of my dessert today. Okay, remember the varieties of colors here. So I have about 40 doughs, so here you go. Right. So there's a green color on the bottom here, and then we have the coconut syrup and the coconut cream and the roasted sesame, and these are like a unique the unique and delicious dessert from Asia, especially in Cambodia, well known in Cambodia. I'm sure that is in Vietnam also, because it had a name of bánh sủi nước, and bánh sủi nước, normally Cambodian adopted a lot of cooking style from Vietnam, and I'm not gonna deny in Thailand and Laos also, we enjoy the cuisine, we enjoy the friendship and the hospitalities and the love and respect for the neighbor countries. So I'm here just to share a bit of their cultures, bit of their legacy from me to you with love and respect. Please help by jump over to YouTube channel and help subscribe and give me a little hello or so when you visit my YouTube channels, and I appreciate that. Subscribe and the thumb up and the like, you get the latest notification from me, and all the TikTok friends and families and my followers. I kindly appreciate all your love, and YouTube also, I appreciate that also, and your continued support mean the whole world to me. I'm gonna close it out today. I'm gonna serve my mom. I know that she hasn't come down yet. I'm surprised. Normally she'll like coming down soon as the ingredient hit her nose. She knows I'm cooking something delicious. So my mom's over 80 years old, and her health declinings, and I'm doing my best to accommodate, to provide the love and a healthy and nutritional diet for her, so that way she continues to stay with us and bless us until good time. Okay, so for now, I appreciate all of you, love and respect all of you. Really, I love. I will enjoy my dessert. Okay, I finished 3, which is that's tremendous dessert that I usually don't eat, but it's really, really good. Yeah, so let me see who visited me today. Yeah. Thank you. Damage Kiss. She deserves the whole world of appreciation, because she's always here supporting, doesn't matter what. If she's watching other people content, she be jump over and give the support. I like that about Damage Kisses. She's just a royal followers, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming on, and yeah, same thing, and and then people here on TikTok, I have like thousands of messages, and it's not possible for me to even pay attention to each individual messages, but I appreciate all of you guys.